mean, this is the toughest game we've got left on the schedule. It's been that way for a little while now. They're playing great. 7 straight games in the SEC they've won. They haven't lost since we beat them. So they're the hottest team in the SEC. We're in first place. They're in second. It's really a game for the conference championship is the way we've told our guys, and it really is. I mean, if we win it, we win the conference championship. If they win it, they're still in the hunt. So that's the appropriate attitude that we need to have for this game. You know, they're really talented, hard-playing, well-coached group. I don't think we got anywhere close to their best game when they came here, and they're playing a lot better. So we're getting closer to being full strength and being healthy. So getting Bruno back helps. Every day in practice, every game, he's going to get a little bit better. Wani was able to practice today. We'll see how he feels after practice today as to what he can do tomorrow. But Herb's looking better and better. So I like where we're at health-wise. We're gonna have to play well. We haven't won there in 9 years. Is that correct? Yeah. So it's a big game for us on the road.
Thank you, Coach. As a reminder, just use the raise hand function if you have a question. Let's start with Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, you guys have struggled a little bit shooting near the basket. What do you attribute that? It's improved a little bit in the recent games. What do you attribute that shooting percentage to?
You know what? Part of it is we just got to focus and, finish. I mean, we've just missed some shots we should make, but part of it's also some guys haven't been healthy, so they can't get the lit like Herb's. Herb's a better finisher than what he's maybe finished. Then part of it also is we get a lot more shots at the rim because of the way we play. Like our rim shooting percentage is not going to be what some other teams are because they're really selective with the shots they take at the rim. They'll take a lot of pull-ups where we're not going to take them. So if they see anybody at the rim, they're just going to shoot a pull-up. Well, pull-up two, people seem to be happy with 45% on a long two, where 45% at the rim doesn't seem like a very good percentage, and it's not. You'd like to be pushing 60% at the rim. But, there's various factors into it. Bruner's our best at the rim finisher. If you look at percentage-wise on the year, he hasn't played for a long time. That's part of it. So a little bit of everything, but we've definitely focused on it in practice and trying to do a better job. And this is a good shot blocking team. I mean, obviously Vanover's averaging almost 3 blocks a game over his last 5 games. He's a rim protector. Jalen Williams is a good rim protector. They got athletes that block shots, so we got to do a good job. The other thing is sometimes we shouldn't take those shots at the rim. We should be spraying the ball out for some more open threes.
Cecil Hurt.
Coach, just to follow up on Bruner, how's his knee feeling, and what can you expect from him?
You know what? He's a little sore, a little bit swollen. He hadn't played. That was his first real action, getting up and down. We're still trying to limit his practice reps, keeping it to half court. But he practiced today. I mean, he's able to practice. It's not 100%, and it's still there's more swelling than maybe normal, but I guess that's typical for what he's coming back from. So Clark's doing a good job managing it. Hopefully he just continues to get better and better, every game. And the more he gets comfortable with it, hopefully the better he gets.
Let's go to Tony Tsoukalas next.
Nate, what did you see from Moody last game against y'all, and how can you kind of do a better job of stopping him this game?
Shoot, I mean, they've got him going in the lottery. I can definitely see why. I mean, he's super talented. He scores it at every possible way you can. Hits threes, hits pull-ups, finish at the rim, scores in transition, handles it in ball screens, comes off screens, plays in isolation. So it's not like you can just take one part of his game out and shut him down. I mean, it's a whole team effort. You've got to do a really good job with your help, because he can also pass. He's got a high IQ, it seems to me. So I didn't think we did a very good job. The rest of the team we did a pretty good job on. Him, he killed us. I mean, he had 28 and 9 we really struggled. So we got to have some guys step up, meet the challenge. We've got some guys that want to play in the NBA, and I think have a really good chance and should be playing in the NBA. Well, this kid's supposed to be a lottery pick, which, shoot, we certainly helped all those projections last time we played them. Then some of our guys that want to play need to step up, meet the challenge, and do a better job guarding them than we did last time for sure.
Okay, next question will go to John Zener.
Hey, Nate, I hate to be this guy, but Ohio State and y'all are having so much success, football and basketball. That doesn't happen all that often. Is there, in an ideal situation, a symbiotic relationship between those programs? Financial strength, recruiting, all that?
You know what? People have asked, because some people try to, a lot of people recruit against us, try to turn it into a negative that our football team's so good, asking guys we're recruiting, you really want to go to a place that's a football school? Well, to me, it's kind of absurd and ridiculous. Like, yeah, football's great here. They win national championships, frequently. It also brings in a lot of money. It also shows that the athletic department as a whole is real healthy. There's a lot of positives that come with having a great football program. I think you see it here, you see it at Ohio State. I mean, Michigan, their football is not as good as it maybe has been in the past, but they're a proud football program that's, going to be talked about in top 10 every year. Their basketball program is great now. There's, even in our conference, back when Billy Diamond was at Florida, they were competing for national championships in both sports. I think it can help each other, and I think, shoot, I'd like to be at a strong football school. I'm a big football fan. I think it's good. I'd rather be at a strong football school than a weak football school. So whoever wants to use it as a negative, I think they're reaching at straws, trying to come up with something.
All right, Jeff Spiegel, you're next.
Yeah, Nate. Arkansas is really on a roll. How much better are they, and what are they doing that they maybe weren't doing when you played them last time?
I just watched our game from last night again, and I'd watched a bunch of their stuff recently. They're playing harder. That's the biggest thing to me. And they also got healthy. I think some guys are looking a lot better now than they were against us, and I think, they've also, their rotation's a little bit different. Some guys are playing more minutes. Davis is looking great. He's playing a lot more minutes. So I think they've got a little bit of a swagger about them now that, and they had just lost LSU before they came to our place, and I think it was fairly public that they'd kind of gone through a super long, really hard practice. Maybe their legs weren't quite under them as much as they typically would have been. But, he was trying to make a point. I think the point he was making was received because they haven't lost a game since our game. They're the hottest team in the SEC right now. So I think I think Coach Musselman got his point across. You're going to play harder, you're not going to play, or there's going to be consequences. And they're playing a lot harder now than they were before we played them the first time. So, if we don't come and bring our A game, it's one of those games where, we beat them by a large margin here. It could flip the other way fairly easily if we don't bring an appropriate effort. Now, I think we've got a mature group that understands that. At least I hope so. We've made that point to them, and I think we will bring the appropriate amount of effort to the game, and I think it's going to be a great game there.
All right, we got 3 more questions, so we'll finish up with these 3. Let's start with Ryan Hennessy.
Hey, Nate, when Alex went up to you about Tyler, that moment as a coach, obviously you want to put some of your guys in the NBA and different things graduating, but that's got to be a little moment right there for you. What was that like? And kind of tell me about that experience and what did that mean to you as a coach for senior day?
Yeah, I still get goosebumps a little bit thinking about it, just knowing that Alex is, he's come a long ways. He's a really good kid. I really like him a lot this year. I think his leadership's been great. And sometimes that stuff doesn't show. But when push comes to shove and you got to make a tough decision, and you can just tell how much he cares about his teammates by, a lot of kids at his age that are seniors that are from the state of Alabama that are going into their senior day, like it's all about them. And how are the people going to look at me, and how am I going to play, and what is coach going to do for me today? And literally there was nothing about me that Alex portrayed that day. I mean, it was all about what can I do for a teammate? What should I do for the team? And I don't think Alex is the only guy that would maybe do that, but he was the guy that did it that day. So, it goes a long ways. Meant a lot to Tyler. When I went out and told Tyler, "Hey, Tyler, I'm going to start you," that was one of those special moments. I could just, Tyler's a great kid. He's super smart. He's engineering. But he's still a young man that hasn't played a whole lot of minutes. So when you tell him he's going to start, that was special. So I wish Reese could have been there next to me when I told Tyler he was going to start, because that would have been even more special. I guess if I was smarter, I would have pulled Reese along with me and had him see the reaction on Tyler's face. But I think Reese knows how excited Tyler was and what it meant to him, and the fact we got the win on top of it. He pulled down a rebound, and we were good when he was in. So it was a special day.
All right, we'll go to Bob Holt next from Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Nate. Sorry, I don't have any clean Packer shirts to wear. They're on the dirty laundry. But
I'm not answering your questions if you don't put the Packers sweatshirt on or something, a hat, something. Pull it out of the closet.
Oh, I got a cheesehead backer I could grab.
There we go.
Hey, Justin Smith, number 0 for Arkansas. That was your game in Tuscaloosa. Was his first game back, and he hadn't really done much in 2 weeks after ankle surgery. But they're 16-2 with him, 1-3 without him. What have you seen from him that's maybe helped them during this winning streak?
He's playing hard. I mean, he's their second leading scorer in their last 5 games. He's bringing energy. He gets to the offensive glass. He attacks the rim. He gets out in transition. I mean, he's good. He's one of those guys that he obviously, he had just come off the injury, and we didn't know if he's going to play or not, and then they played him against us. Well, he's obviously not going to be anywhere close to 100% coming off. So he's gotten a lot better since that game we played him. He's a big reason why they're on a run. We're going to have to match his energy, and we're going to have to play him tough. I mean, he's giving them really good minutes. He's scoring it almost as well as Moody's scoring it in their last 5 games if you look at his numbers. So, yeah, he's a big reason that they've won 7 in a row in the SEC.
All right, and we will finish up with Jerry Tipton.
We got Kentucky, Arkansas. We got everybody on this call, huh?
Nate, I'm not a Packer fan, but I hope a Detroit Lions.
Well, there we go. The Lions, for 11 years, that was kind of like my second NFC team. Then when I went to Buffalo, I've got an AFC team and an NFC team now. Bills, Packers. More of a Packers guy, though.
A lot of suffering with the Lions. Yeah, I wanted to ask you, with your A&M game being postponed and you had a week between games, when a coach has a gap like that, are there concerns? Are there things that you try to do to handle that?
Yeah, I mean, if I would have known that we were going to have a full week, I would have planned practice appropriately and worked. I would have done a lot of work on us early in the week and not really got to the scout till, your typical 2-day prep going in. The fact that I didn't know until the day before, we just prepared as if we were going to play A&M. So now when they told us we weren't going to play, then we changed it up a little bit. On the day we would have played the game, we really kind of gave them an off day. All we did was skill work that day. So that was the one day where we just kind of worked on ourselves. We just came in, did a lot of individual skill work, shot, and tried to get their legs back out under them, kind of re-energize them, get them rejuvenated. Now, hopefully it helped. Now, I don't think we played our best game against Vanderbilt, but I'll also say that there was senior day. Vanderbilt's playing well. I mean, they're gonna beat some teams here in the next couple of weeks. I don't have any doubt about that. So but if I'd have known the week before that we had a whole week off, it would have handled it a lot different. But there's no way we could know that.